we're going on a little journey today. Not on a destination trip today. Today is an errand running day. I've got to run a few errands. I have to fax some paperwork for some student loan information that from when I was in college. I got to send them off some documentation of some things. So I got to fax that off today. I made a post on Instagram asking anyone who wants some ThrottleLock decals, if they wanted them, to send me an email or send me an Instagram direct message with your address, and I would get them sent off. So I've got about 15 of those to send off. Deals Gap trip and my big epic ride that I host every year is also coming up. I bought new sprockets, new chain, oil filter, all that jazz to give her some maintenance that she needs before those big trips. So we're going to do that as well. And on top of that, I wanted to give you guys a little insight of what's happening to me here in the next few weeks in terms of something that's kind of a big life-changing decision that I've made. It has really nothing to do with the channel. I've worked at the same company. I went to University of Akron for computer science. 3.5 years ago, I received a job in my career field doing computer programming, what they call DDC controls programming, for a mechanical contractor here in the Northeast Ohio area. And what I do, because people ask all the time, is I just write computer programming for a building automation system. So, you walk into a commercial building and their heating, ventilating, and air conditioning is all automated. Their lighting is probably automated. They may have a parking garage that has some sensors and stuff for reading carbon monoxide. So I write programming to automate all of that stuff on top of some other things, and then I create the GUI interface so that they have something that they can understand. I will finish this story here in a second. Hi, how are you? I just need to mail these. I don't have any stamps, so I need to get stamps.
I just give you the stamp.
All right.
How many you got there?
7.
It's going to be 343. Camera disconnected. Screen changes. You can run your card.
Oh, okay. I guess I should listen before you just.
I don't think it went.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. You as well. Sorry. That was a mission successful. On our way to Office Max here to fax off some documentation. A couple months ago, he sent me a text message saying, "Hey man, just give you the heads up. This company, a really good company, is looking for, people in my field." He's like, "I think professionally for your career, it'd be very beneficial for you to take this opportunity to put in a resume and see what goes from there." So I did, and long story short is several interviews later, they sent me an offer letter, and it was a very good offer letter. It'll definitely put us in a much better position financially, and I wasn't struggling financially. I mean, obviously, with the amount of camera gears and stuff like that, there's a lot of people that have a lot more financial trouble than I have, because I don't really have financial trouble even now. It just puts me in that much better of a position. So I decided to accept it, but it does cause me to move to the Toledo area. For those of you not familiar with the Ohio region, Toledo from Akron is about 2.5 hours away, depending on where in Toledo you live. That's the first time I've ever actually decided to move away from I grew up and raised here in Northeast Ohio, pretty much right in this area. I've lived here my whole life, went to school here, went to college here, everything. Moving 2 hours away is definitely a big decision for me to make, for me and my family. My fiance, obviously, she has to uproot from her company now. She also has to switch companies. But fortunately, she's found a company that pretty much is going to match her wage currently, so we're not taking a hit there. There are some disadvantages to her leaving, because she's been working at the same company for almost 11 years now, so she does lose a lot of that tenure and vacation time and all that stuff. But overall, as a family, she's being very, very, very supportive, because even though she's losing, as a family, we're definitely growing. She's willing to make those sacrifices in order to help our family. So here in the next, I've officially put in my 2-week notice as of today, and I will be moving on to a different company here in the next few weeks based out of the Toledo, Ohio area, and I will be moving out there in about 1.5 to 2 weeks as well. Fortunately, being that this motovlogging community and bike family is so close, and that's one thing that I love about the bike family. It's like that's exactly what it is. It's family. Even though I'm moving away from home, I'm still gonna have family there. I mean, there's guys in there. There's Wheelin' out there. There's Mr. Royalty, which I have a sticker on the front of my bike. Both those guys are fantastic guys. I had some. My fiance was out in Toledo a couple weeks ago when she was out there trying to get some job information, and she had some car problems, and I was obviously 2.5 hours away, so I couldn't get to her right away. And I called them guys, and they were both there within 15 minutes trying to help out any way they could. So I know we're going to have friends and family out there already. You know, I'm pretty good at building relationships anyway, so I'm sure building friendships is not going to be a big deal. Like everyone works, we're all working to support our families, and I think by making this move professionally, I'll grow professionally, as well as our family will be much more financially stable. That's kind of what's going on here. Trying to juggle like 15 different things. The car problems we had, actually, I just bought a new Pilot and the timing belt broke already. So I've been dealing with trying to get that all situated, of getting the motor replaced, and we are here at Office Max. So with that being said, I will be back here in a jiffy. That's unreal. Alright, so like I just said, I have to fax some paperwork off to my student loan company because they requested some documentation. When I consolidated all my loans for all my student loans, you go off, what they do now is they go off by what you make. So being that I'm switching companies, they need to update that information. So I need to fax like 10 different sheets off to them. Will you believe that they wanted $2.49 for the very first page and like $1.79 for each page after that? Are you kidding me? So in essence, like sending a 10 sheet would be like $20 for a freaking fax. You understand, like email is free and stuff, right? Like it costs you $20 to fax, but I can get 500 business cards for $14.99. Like that's the kind of sense that this is making. So what am I doing now? I'm heading over to get some B-roll footage for my Instagram and maybe some footage here I'll throw in here for you guys. I went to this Metro Park. They got a ford that passes across the water, and you literally have to drive through the ford. And I went there like a week and a half ago, or 2 weeks ago roughly, and I wanted to take the drone with me and shoot some. I got some photos that I posted on my Instagram, but I wanted to get some drone footage. And when I popped out the drone, it said no fly zone. I was like, okay, you know, it's a Metro Park. I know you're not really supposed to fly in there. I just assumed maybe the DJI had updated, you know, Metro Parks to include in their no-fly zone list. So I didn't think anything of it. I just put the drone away and left. But then I come to find out, DJI, because I subscribed to their channel, they posted like how to, if it's a restricted fly zone, how you can get authorized access to those areas. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool if I could, you know, figure it out. So I watched the video just to kind of get an idea of the process to do that. They sent you to a website so you could see all the restricted areas, and I went to the website, and that Metro Park is not restricted 1 iota. So I'm like, well, why the hell was it telling me that I was in a restricted fly zone? So I did some research, and I actually found out that when DJI just released the updated firmware, everything defaults to no fly zone until it obtains a GPS location. And that's good and bad. I can see why they would do that, because what was happening was people would launch their drones up before they get GPS location, get the drone up in the air, and then come to find out they're actually in a no-fly zone, the drone wigs out. So I think what DJI did was, as soon as the drone turns on, it always defaults to a no-fly zone. Once it obtains GPS location, then it says, hey, you're good to go. What's happening to people, and what they're complaining about, is like if they're inside and they don't have good GPS, or you know, when you're in a Metro Park and you're covered by trees and you're not getting great GPS signal into the Metro Park, it won't authorize you to fly. So I downgraded firmware back to the original firmware that I had when I bought the drone, because that's what everyone said to do. So I did that, and it actually, now it works. So I don't know if I don't see why it wouldn't work here in the drone, or in the Metro Park up here. So we're gonna go give it a shot. But I want to know, guys, leave in the comments, what's like the biggest decision you've ever had to make in your life? Now, if it's too personal, please don't post it. I don't want you to give out too much personal information. But if you don't mind, and it's something that, you know, you want to share your experience with me, please leave it in the comments. Was it buying a house? Was it getting married? Having kids? Picking a college? You know, whatever it could be. I don't know how old you guys are. But we're almost here to this area here, and I'm going to pull the drone out and hopefully get some good cinematic shots. I also just purchased and received ND filters, neutral density and polarity filters, which from what I've read is that should help get me to a more cinematic feel, because I've really been struggling to feel like when I'm editing the footage, like, man, why does other people's drone footage just looks so much better than mine. Alrighty, well, we are here for the ND filter test and drone test here, so throw some footage in here for you guys, and then I'll be back on the bike to head over to make a fax attempt number 2. Okay, that was successful, I think. I gotta look up something about the Mavic. Sometimes, like, it's hit or miss. Like, I started the controller up, started the drone up the first time for the first battery. Everything was real laggy. Like, everything just didn't respond very quickly. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just because I got bad signal in here or something. That's what I assumed. So whatever, I go through the whole battery and I go to the next battery, start it back up, and it's like not laggy. So I don't know what the hell was going, why it was laggy the first time. And it's not the first time that's happened. Okay guys, well, I appreciate you guys tagging along for the journey here, but it's time to head home. And I think this video's gone on long enough. So as always guys, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching the video. And thanks as always for supporting the channel. And if you're riding, stay safe out there. Keep that rubber side down. Don't forget to enjoy the moment. And until the next video guys, catch you guys later.